All right, let's talk about supplements. I mean, the fitness world is it's a jungle out there, right? You've got thousands of products, all of them screaming these wild promises from the label. So how in the world do you figure out what actually works? Well, today we're going to cut right through all that hype. We're going to focus on just 3 supplements that have some serious science behind them, the ones that are proven to actually boost your fitness and your performance.
I mean, have you ever just stood there completely lost in a sea of supplement bottles? Each one makes a bigger, crazier promise than the one next to it. If you felt that way, you are definitely not alone. It is a massive industry, and let's be real, not all of these products are created equal. Not even close. So you might be wondering, how did we land on just these 3? It's pretty simple, actually. We just followed the science. We looked for the stuff that has mountains, literally mountains of research backing it up. The kind of research that shows real, measurable results, not just once, but time and time again. All right, first up, we have a supplement that probably isn't going to surprise a lot of you. It's creatine. It's a total go-to for so many people who are serious about their fitness, and for a really good reason, especially if your goal is to build strength and muscle.
Okay, so what exactly is creatine? Well, your body actually makes it on its own and stores it in your muscles as something called phosphocreatine. The easiest way to think about it, it's like a preloaded energy pack just sitting there, waiting. It's the go-to fuel you burn for those really quick, explosive movements, like a super heavy lift or a flat-out sprint. So let's break down how this whole thing actually works. Your muscles, they run on this molecule called ATP. Just think of ATP as a fully charged battery. Now, when you work out, you use up that battery and it turns into something called ADP, which is basically a dead battery. Okay, now this is where creatine becomes the absolute superstar. It acts like a portable charger. It swoops right in, donates its energy back to that dead battery, and bam, it's instantly recharged back into ATP, ready to go again. So having more creatine in your muscles means you can recharge those batteries way faster. And that, my friends, is how you squeeze out those extra 1 or 2 reps that really, really drive progress over time. And you know what's great? The science is super clear on the dosage. Just 5 grams of creatine monohydrate a day. That's really all you need to keep your muscles saturated. Now, you might hear about some people doing an initial loading phase with a lot more, but honestly, the research shows that a steady 5 grams daily gets you to the exact same place. It's simple and it's super effective. Okay, so the main benefit? It's undeniable. You get more strength and more muscle. But here's what's really fascinating. There's all this new research hinting at brain benefits too, like maybe even improving your memory. Now, what about side effects? They're usually pretty minor. Some people might get a little bit of bloating or an upset stomach. And yeah, it does make your muscles hold on to a little more water. But for most people, the performance boost it's absolutely worth it. All right, so we've covered how to fuel your muscles for more power. But what about fueling your mind? Let's talk about that. We're moving on to supplement number 2, which just happens to be the most popular stimulant in the entire world, caffeine. And yeah, we all know it helps us wake up in the morning, but its impact on athletic performance it's seriously impressive. So here's the cool part, how caffeine works its magic inside your brain. See, as the day goes on, this chemical called adenosine starts to build up. When it docks into its receptors in your brain, that's what makes you feel sleepy. But caffeine's chemical structure is so similar, it can basically sneak in and steal adenosine's parking spot. It physically blocks adenosine from telling your brain that it's tired, so it doesn't actually get rid of fatigue, it just brilliantly masks it. And that little neural boost, it translates directly into a way better workout. You feel sharper, more locked in. Your muscles can actually contract more forcefully. And maybe the best part of all, it literally makes hard work feel easier. That last grueling set of squats? It won't feel quite so terrible. It even helps you push right through that pain barrier, getting you into that zone where the real progress happens. So if you're looking for those performance benefits, the sweet spot for a lot of people seems to be somewhere in the 200 to 300 milligram range. And for the best results, you're going to want to take it about 30 to 60 minutes before you hit the gym, just to give it time to fully kick in. But, and this is a really crucial tip, everyone's tolerance to caffeine is totally different. If you're not a big coffee drinker, a little bit is going to go a long, long way. So please always start with a really small dose, maybe just 100 milligrams. Just to see how your body reacts. Because trust me, too much can leave you feeling anxious and jittery, which is the absolute last thing you want during a workout. Okay, so you've used creatine for power, caffeine for focus. You've gone in and you've absolutely crushed your workout. Awesome. But what about what might be the most important part of all? The recovery.
Our final supplement is all about that super crucial phase after you train. Yep, we're talking about protein, the essential building block your body needs to repair that muscle and build it back even stronger. Now, look, you can absolutely get all your protein from whole foods, but hitting the really high numbers you need for serious muscle growth, that can be tough. It's a lot of chicken breast, and that's where a supplement is just so darn convenient. If you are serious about building muscle, you're going to want to aim for this upper range, up to about 2 grams of protein for every kilogram of your body weight, every single day. So, the big question, which protein powder should you choose? Well, whey protein, which comes from milk, is often called the gold standard. Why? Because it's a complete protein. That just means it has all the essential amino acids your body can't make on its own. It's especially high in one called leucine, which is kind of like the main switch that triggers muscle growth. But hey, if you're plant-based, no problem at all. You just want to look for a blend of different sources. Think pea and rice protein mixed together, just to make sure you're getting that full spectrum of amino acids. And there you have it. That's your powerful, evidence-backed toolkit right there. These 3 supplements really cover all the essentials for peak performance. They fuel your energy, they sharpen your focus, and they drive your recovery. So let's just sum it all up one more time. Creatine, that recharges your muscles for more power. Caffeine, it blocks fatigue so you have better focus and endurance. And protein, that provides the literal building blocks for repair and growth. It really is a simple but incredibly powerful combination. You know, the reason these supplements work so well is because they work with your body's own systems. They just enhance its natural abilities. This isn't magic, it's just science. So really, the only question left is, now that you have the tools, what are you going to build?